Thank you, Logan.
Yeah, thank you, Logan. Joined with us now is John Board. He is a former WCSU alum, and he is also a previous anchor for Election Connection. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, great to be back on the table. It seems like the night's starting to move along. Things are starting to be picking up. One of the first things I think we have to get out of the way is congratulations to former WCSU alum, former SJ President Corey Paris on his re-election to the Connecticut General Assembly. So once again, congratulations, Representative Paris, on your election. Now, moving out from a local election that's very close at home here.
Of course.
It's as former President Trump is starting to accumulate electoral college victories across the nation, more and more prognosticators and more news outlets are projecting that President Trump has a greater chance of victory. Most recently, the New York Times is placing it at over 80% chance of victory for the former president. Now, once again, I put the asterisk on this as a cautionary tale that it's still early in the night. There are some key states that the vice president will have to win in order to stay in the game, shall we say. She'll have to win Michigan, and she'll have to win Pennsylvania. Right now in Michigan, she's leading by about 8,000 votes. Now, keep in mind that Jill Stein, the Green Party candidate, is on the ballot there in Michigan, and she's pulling about 8,300 votes right now. Miss Stein has been very much focused on the Israeli-Palestine conflict, which has a huge Arab population there in those northern states up there, Michigan, Minnesota. So Vice President Harris has a narrowing path to victory at this point, just looking at based on the Electoral College math at this point.
And it's always interesting to see, especially when you take into consideration, again, as I've mentioned before, the last two previous elections, 2016 and 2020, there were multiple moments where it was almost decided to be a victory for either candidate, only for the other one to kind of come ahead shockingly. And as you said, it's early in the night. There's also a lot more votes to be counted up until, I know you projected with the Harris campaign projected up until perhaps Thursday or later to get all those votes counted. So nobody's down and out yet, but yeah, as you've said, definitely an early lead for Trump as it is looking now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that there's also some important things to discuss about here on a local level.
Yeah.
Congresswoman Hayes, we still have that race still up in the air with George Logan.
Certainly very important.
Yes, and I think that will affect us greatly here at Western Connecticut State University, down here in Danbury, with the district stretching all the way up to the state line. So having all of the western part of the state, most importantly, including the town of Newtown as well. So that race, I think, will, while it hasn't officially been called, I think we're looking like Representative Hayes may be heading back down to Washington at this point.
And we've seen both Larson, DeLario, and Murphy have all mentioned in their speeches of victory how they believe Jahana Hayes may take this as well. So it's interesting to see, especially from other blue candidates, that they're looking for this to sort of be a blue wave today.
No, absolutely. And I think one of the most important things in this election has been the economy and the pressures that inflation have placed on everyday Americans, on especially us as recent graduates and students here at university. So we've got a story for you about the impact of inflation.